Okay, welcome. Welcome to my home. Today we're going to do a quick, for meal prep, because my kids, I love to just have stuff in the freezer for them that's healthy because they go to work. It's just easy for them to grab junk or not have a good protein meal. So I like to make these and keep them for them. Now, this is just kind of like an egg McMuffin. These are the English muffins I'm going to use. Of course, I got them on clearance because that's how I do things. And all I have done is I have cracked a dozen eggs. So I am just going to get that whipped up. Now I'm going to bake these all together and just make this as easy as possible to make 12 sandwiches. So you just whisk this up, and then to up the protein amount, I'm going to add cottage cheese. Cottage cheese goes in everything. It has such a lot of protein in it, not a lot of calories. And really, you can just keep it chunky like this because when you cook it, you really can't tell. But it just kind of adds a creaminess and extra protein, and it makes the sandwiches bigger, so they're even more satisfying than just with a little, because you need volume, people. I mean, let's not be ridiculous. Now, I'm just going to throw everything in here. So instead of like a sandwich, typical breakfast sandwich that is all layered, you might have a layer of egg, then some cheese on top, and some meat. I am just going to put it all together. So here I have some sausages, and it's probably about 3/4 of a pound. And of course, as always, use whatever protein you like to use. It's obviously your sandwich, so you do what you like. You can do ham, bacon, um, turkey bacon, whatever it is. Like, I just like to make things easy. Don't we all just want to make things easy on ourselves? So I just use whatever I have. And I had actually found these, they're actually brats, but we'll just call them sausage because it sounds like it goes more into a breakfast sandwich. But I found them, I got about 2 pounds, it was 12 of them for three something at Kroger. So I'm always looking, like, no matter, I always look at the clearance in the meats, I guess they shouldn't call it clearance, but you know what I mean, in the produce, like, and I just use whatever I find. I don't have a set, I won't use this, I will use this necessarily. I just kind of build my meals around what I do happen to find as a good deal. Now, all we have to do is I'm going to season this with some salt. This is just garlic salt. You can use whatever you want to do. Um, get more creative with your seasonings. I just find good old salt and pepper to be good enough for us. Okay, and obviously, and I put in some red pepper. I think I just threw that in without saying anything. And I did not pre-cook it, saute it, and hopefully it won't be too hard. I am just wanting to make these as quickly as possible with the fewest steps as possible. So of course you can always take some time to saute it. Now, I don't measure. I'm just, it's so much easier for me to just, whatever you feel. Like, this is just, it's not like baking where it's scientific and you have to have the right proportions or things don't turn out. So this is about a cup of cheese I put in there. Okay. So this amount makes 12 sandwiches. So I'm going to have 12 English muffins, and all I do is I need to pour this into, and I grease everything. Always grease your pans because when you forget, it is awful. I mean, how many times have you gone and totally forgot, poured your stuff in it? It's the worst when you remember right when the stuff's in there, and then you're like, oh, do I even want to bother? Oh, it'll be fine this time. People, it's never fine. I have found that. You just got to start over. You need that grease in there. So I have sprayed this I'm just going to distribute it, make sure that there's not a bunch of meat in one spot and not in the other. And simply put it in the oven. Now, this takes probably about 45 minutes. Now, a lot of times I find the time on the recipes for eggs, they're more than what you need. So I'm going to check this. This is at 350 for about 35 minutes, and then we'll see from there if they're cooked and if we need more time. Okay, so I am at the assembly phase here. This is my egg bake that actually took, it was about 35 minutes, was about right. The recipe said a lot more, so you always have to watch your eggs because I feel like they're easily overdone. So this makes it really easy because usually the sandwiches you have to layer and do all layers. Now, this might look a little funny, I get it, but it's so much easier to do it this way. Now, I have 12 English muffins here, and you can see I have toasted them. All I did was put them under the broiler in my oven. I put them on a cookie sheet, put them in the broiler just till they're a little bit toasted. And then I know this might be weird to some people. I put some jelly on it. Most people might think, yeah, I can see where that would taste good because it really does. It just adds a little bit of sweetness, kind of maple syrup or honey that you add to breakfast things, like a McGriddle, and like they're sweet and savory. So I like to put a little bit of jelly on them, and all I do is plop one of my squares onto my English muffin, put on the top, and then we have this huge, when you go to Sam's Club, everything is massive. So this is massive Reynolds wrap. So I'm going to just kind of cut a sheet, just rip a sheet in half here. And because these are going in the freezer, this is why I'm going to individually wrap every one of them. So all you do, can you see, is just wrap it up nice and tight. There you go. You do that to all of them and then stick them back in the freezer for people to grab and enjoy and heat up. It's probably best to thaw these before you, like the day before, if you know you're going to have it. But otherwise, just put it on you can do an air fryer, you can do a microwave, and they warm up very nicely, and you have a nice healthy meal on the go.